Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. Auto. It's going to be a start to this whatever, but the following gameplay is, I will admit, is absolutely terrible. It's it's actually okay,
Does anybody want to have sex?
and of course, you're gonna do that like every single. So I'm just gonna go with this intro. So yeah, the following gameplay is literally terrible. I get a few kills in it. It's mainly just showing off crap.
Does anybody want the ball sack noodle?
Hello, everybody. My name is MissWildDog12. This is going to be the first episode of the Hunger Games kit review, I guess you could call it. This episode, we're going to do, personally, my favorite kit for the Hunger Games, which is Chameleon. If you do not know what Chameleon does, when you hit an animal or a hostile mob, or not even a hostile, just like a normal mob, you will transform into that mob until you take damage. Now, I know most people will say, well, that's, kind of overpowered. But truthfully, when you take damage, uh, even I've seen it when lag is terrible, fall damage can actually take you out of your chameleon form, and it will not tell you you're out of your chameleon form because it doesn't recognize that you took damage. But it does recognize that you took damage because you get out of form from the fall damage. I don't know. That's the one complaint that I have about Chameleon that I don't think they can fix just due to lag. But Chameleon, you can transform into any mob. Personally, my probably top three favorite mobs are here. I'll give you my top three animals to transform into and my top three mobs to transform into. And then I'll tell you tips and tricks about each one. Top three animals. My probably number three animal is a personally, my probably number three would be a sheep. Most people do or have learned now to kill sheep on sight or at the very least punch them. Just most experienced Hunger Games players know to do that now. And so, you have a like 50-50 chance of getting, exposed as a when you disguise yourself as a sheep because most people will punch sheep. If you didn't know though, when and this is kind of how to counter sheep or kind of how to counter chameleon, just a little. Uh, you can actually tell if a chameleon is disguised as a sheep by looking at what color wool they are. If they are any color besides white wool, they are not a chameleon. For some reason, I think chameleon is a little glitchy in the coding to where when here, an example would be if I punch a black sheep or a gray sheep or a pink sheep, you will still transform into a white sheep. I just don't think they are able to code for the color of the sheep, which kind of sucks because you know you know what color sheep to punch now. But it's not that overpowered. And the other thing is that I notice people do way too much. They will not try and act like the animal. And I know King's Look Trevor hates me whenever I do it. Because whenever I go Chameleon and I'm teaming with him, we're trying to get a Hunger Games video. I will sit there in Skype call and just start making animal noises and acting like an animal because I'm trying to blend in, I guess. But I'll start bawling like a sheep in Skype chat and just move around unpredictably like an animal should. And most people, for some reason, if you didn't know, when you chameleon or when you go chameleon and you hit, and this is kind of a tip for any animal or mob, your head still moves the way it does. So if your head is like at a really awkward angle, if you're looking up at like a sky tower or something like that, more than likely if they're an experienced Minecraft player, they're gonna know, hey, this person or That sheep's got a really, like, broken neck right now. That's probably a chameleon. Anyways, though, my number two animal is that. Okay, actually, let me make an adjustment to this real quick. My top three animals and mobs are going to be mobs and animals that you can find, like, commonly, where you can find them in a Hunger Games and not have to really hunt for them, like, a bat inside of a cave, or a pigman, or a spider jockey. I don't know why I said pigman. I don't know. That was the first mob that came to my mind. But, just that you can actually find in a Hunger Games without thoroughly searching for them. But my number two animal would probably have to be an ocelot. And I know most people know this now because you have probably tried to, find or, tame an ocelot. Ocelots will sprint in the other direction away from you whenever you get near them. This is one of the only uh, actual mobs, and I'm gonna include animals inside of the category of mobs, just as of right now. The ocelot is one of the only mobs that actually can sprint and not look like and cannot look like a chameleon. Uh, that's actually a very big plus because you can hang out in jungles. You can go around and get some cocoa beans for some soup. People really won't take notice, and if you see someone, you can just turn and run for your life, and they won't think anything of it. They might try and just chase you just for fun, to try and get, just see how far you'll run away. Just because, people do that because they're, you know, hate ocelots. But that's just a really good tip that I've noticed. You can actually, sprint away if you're being, if you're near someone and you can't take them on. You can just sprint away as an ocelot. Dart around. Don't run in a straight line. Zigzag. I don't know. When you're Chameleon, you have to be unpredictable in your movement. If you run in a straight line or walk in a straight line, you fail at being a chameleon. You have to walk around like you are, you have no clue where you are. You are lost, and you are like, walk in a giant freaking circle. I don't really care. Just be unpredictable when you're chameleon, so people won't kill you or won't notice that you're a chameleon as easily, and then eventually kill you. Um, let's see. I think that's it about the ocelot. You can sprint, like I said, away from enemies. You are smaller, and I've actually had like two experiences, I think, where a guy has tried to take out fish and tame me, and I have actually wound up walking towards him, acting like I'm getting tamed, acting like I'm interested and about to get tamed. And then right when I get close to him, I just pull out a sword and like three hit him because he has a fish in his hand and not a sword, and he doesn't expect it at all. My number one common animal to be is probably, I don't know, probably a chicken. Just because there are a lot of chickens. Oh, actually, I think it's either got to be a chicken or a wolf. I'll talk about each, but right now, chicken and wolf are tied. Um, Now, wolves are. I'll talk about wolves or the dogs, tamed wolves, whatever you want to call them. I'll talk about them first. I'll just refer to them as dogs, just because it's easier to say. And I'm gonna probably be trying to do this really fast because this video is gonna drag on forever because I haven't even talked about monsters yet. But the wolf, when you hit a wolf, they all aggro to you. Even when you look like a dog, even when you look like a wolf, they will still be aggro to you. So if they hit you, you go out of chameleon form. So if you find a lone dog, and you can kill it in 1 to 2 swings with your sword, without it hitting you, that is great. You are now a dog. Most people won't even want to hit you because, there's that slight possibility that there's more dogs nearby and that they will just, jump out of nowhere and just start poning you and wreck your armor and make him waste durability on his sword. And so, you know, you can always do that. The only thing is, though, the dog, people will try and tame you. I've actually had that happen before where, like, a team of 3 guys will try and tame me, and I'll just have to walk away, and they'll eventually get mad and just kill me. Which I admit is kind of hilarious. But, overall, if you are going to go Chameleon and you are going to try and turn into a dog, just be cautious of all the other dogs around that will aggro to you. Even dogs across the map will turn hostile towards you, but they will not aggro towards you. So they will just walk around with those red eyes and try and act like they're going to kill you, but they never will. But that's kind of a big, hey, there's a chameleon nearby more than likely, or a person that punched a dog or a wolf. Now, chickens are just, I don't even know what to say about a chicken. They're small, and there are about 1 million of them each Hunger Games map. Most people won't kill them because you actually need to cook the chicken to get a large amount of food. If you didn't know, when you eat raw chicken, you get salmonella, which is that hunger. I think it's hunger for like 30 seconds or so. It's either 30 or 28 seconds. It's one or the other. But it will do that to you, and then you just basically lose more hunger than you already did when you get hunger, or the hunger effect on you. But, most people don't kill chickens because they really don't give anything besides, feathers, which is only useful if you want to try and make arrows, which I don't think I've seen a single person ever make arrows because they are just way too demanding. Especially to find gravel and a bunch of feathers and sticks. But that will be for another episode, where that will probably be the most boring episode ever. But I'm done talking about chickens just because they're small, they're mobile, and you can be unpredictable with them. I'll try and do my top three monsters really quick now. Number three, my number three monster has probably got to be a slime. If you are a slime, you can get the slime all the way down to, its smallest form, where, it's the size of, like, I don't even know, like a third, like, I don't know, a fifth of a size of a block, that, like, super small part of a slime. If you transform into that, and you are smaller than a chicken, you are smaller than a bat, you are basically untargetable. You can jump. That is one of the only mobs that can actually jump around. And, another pro, or another positive, when you Chameleon as a monster, you can aggro to other people. You can run. You can move towards them. My number two mob has probably got to be a skeleton. Just because people usually don't want to deal with skeletons. They shoot arrows at you and they deal damage to you and they knock you back a little. So most people will try and avoid skeletons. Now, of course, you need to realize skeletons and zombies burn during the day. And, burning, you can't be in the middle of the daylight because you, as a chameleon, you will not burn, but, you will appear freaky because you aren't burning like all the other mobs. As a skeleton, though, just people want to keep their distance because arrows hurt. My number one mob is actually a tie between zombie and creeper. Now, the creeper, yes, people don't want to get near you, but there's always that one guy that wants to kill you to get that gunpowder so he can make that TNT. I've had that happen multiple times where there's just that one guy that wants to kill me so that they can get gunpowder and make TNT and go kill someone else. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, people will keep their distance from a creeper, and you can act like you're aggroed onto them and move towards them. But there's always gonna be that one guy that wants to kill you to get gunpowder, and that really sucks. Now, also, when I mentioned the other tie, which is zombie, the con of zombie is, of course, you burn during the day, like, skeleton and all that does. But what you can do, you can get up close and personal with them. You are a zombie. You are like one of the most spawned mobs ever at night. You spawn in the dozens in Hunger Games. So it's not uncommon to see a zombie at night, just like it's not uncommon to see a creeper or a skeleton. But zombies, they are just everywhere. And a thing that I know I did not mention, when you are a chameleon, you make whatever mob you transformed into, you make that mob's sounds. And I think that's going to be it for this kit, I guess, review. I personally recommend buying Chameleon. It is, like I said at the very beginning of this video, my personal favorite. And it is just an amazing kit if you know how to use it correctly. And, you can, on that little off chance, you could ninja a feast as like I know I uploaded a video a long time ago where I ninja'd the feast as a cow, and I turned around, got armor from the feast, turned around and like 1v5, then killed all of them, and then later got killed by an archer that was towering. But that's not the point. But this is the end of episode 1, guys. Next episode, I don't even know what it'll be. It'll more than likely be Thor. I just think, Chameleon would be the perfect kit if they fix those, bugs with sheep and the, little glitches that occur when you take fall damage and it transforms you out of form, and it doesn't inform you in chat that you're out of said form. Anyways, guys, this has been episode 1. Hope you enjoyed it, and peace out.